Spider-Noir, bro. How did you feel when you first saw it?
They didn't really show much, but first of all, I forgot it was live action, number one. Number two, I just love it. I think Sony is going to cook so hard with this, and I can't wait. Because I like Sony. I think they do a good job with a lot of stuff. I think they get a lot of flack because the SSMU was a huge failure, but everything else they've done was quality. And I think this trailer looks great. Like I am so hyped for this show. And isn't it coming out like this year or next year?
Yeah, it comes out next year.
Oh,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this is a really big deal for comic book files in general. I think this could change the course of a lot because, this is Sony throwing Amazon a bone, and Amazon they had the finances to pay for it to get it done. So if this does work, which I really do, Amazon's been hitting it out of the park lately with shows like Fallout just got renewed for a season 3. Like they're cooking. Reacher's doing good. They have a lot of shows. Wheel of Time hit record, viewings as well. If this does work, we could see, maybe Sony doing a lot more outsourcing work with Amazon now. But here's the only catch though. The writers of the Spider-Verse did work solely on this project. So I do expect it to be great,
Spider-Verse movies.
Yes. Yeah. The guys, I forget the guys' names, but those two guys did work on this project. And they fought very hard for it. Like they fought very hard because Sony was trying to be very choosy, but they fought hard for it. So I do expect this to be great. But do I think this can be copied with the season 2? I really don't. So we got to enjoy this season 1. I don't see a season 2 happening. Just because Sony was pretty choosy in the beginnings of everything, and the writers almost ended up leaving. So, we'll see what happens. But I think this season, though, if it is successful, it can change the game for Sony a lot. Because, one of the weakenings of Sony is, well, they save themselves a lot of bread, but they don't have a streaming service, Like, there isn't a Sony app where you can, go, like, where we have Max. So, this is a cool starting point for them to outsource their Spider-Man catalog.
Yeah. It's interesting, hopefully it works. But I don't know how much more they could do because they're lucky they have a character like Spider-Noir. They could never make a Spider-Man TV show.
100%.
They'll never put Spider-Man on a TV show. And, who knows? Maybe they'll do like the Peter Parker, the Indian kid, or there's other characters I guess they could do, and maybe they will. But I don't know. I think Spider-Noir was the perfect choice because you get to do something noir. People love noir. For those of you that don't know, noir is like a genre of mystery type crime movie thrillers. I think from like the 40s or 50s, and it was really popular and still beloved today. Like there's a lot of classics like Double Indemnity, Sunset Boulevard, Chinatown, which came out a little bit later, but Chinatown's amazing. Jack Nicholson did it when he was really young. It was like one of his first big hits. If you're like really into, classic movies and movie history, I would check out some of the older noir films because they're great. And those are films because they came out before people started calling movies films to try to make themselves sound smart.
100%. So yeah,
and they're shot on film.
Facts. We are excited for this. This is going to be awesome.